So, what do you other guys do while he's frightened in the crow's nest?
Well, is that I walk over to the peasant that he was bullying, and I apologise and say that
Oh, Kayla just left.
Kayla just left. Ah, Kayla's back.
So,
Anyway, I walk over to the peasant that he was bullying, apologise and say, if anything like that happens again, come find me. I will protect all less fortunate.
the peasants
Yes.
that he was bullying,
That's offensive.
the peasant that he was
What?
bullying, it is a,
Yeah.
half-elf male in his mid-20s.
Yep.
Really meager, really tiny, and he seems to not have been fed well. He's the image of a poor refugee to you. He's clothed in
I give him
rags
one
and-
of my 5 rations.
Wait a second. And he goes to you and says, "Thank you. If he wanted his drops back, he could have just said so. I only wanted to play a little song and maybe cheer him up." And as you give him his ration, he takes it and immediately tears into it as if it was a gourmet meal. He seems to really enjoy this, even though it's just dried fruit rations.
Yeah.
He gulps them down like a hungry wolf. With his bare hands, he didn't even bother looking for anything to eat it with. And he
Yeah.
doesn't really notice you anymore. He seems to be focused on his food.
Yeah. Okay, I say, it's fine. He's a dwarf. They're always angry. Wait, no, he's not a dwarf, he's a gnome. They're always angry, they're small. They're small. Small people always do stuff like that. It's funny. I could have stepped over him. I can't
Hey.
step over.
He
You know,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Wait, how old is Johnny?
3-4.
Okay.
I'm 6'4".
Oh God, you're like.
Oh.
Oh man. Okay.
Anyone else want to do something while I'm here looking after this little one?
just so you know, it's about 6 p.m. in the evening, so daylight's slowly fading. It's the equivalent to what would be early spring in our world, so
Okay.
there are still long nights and short days. And spring storms are very common in this area, so this is something out of the usual.
Okay. Yeah.
Then
Yes.
your fright is slowly fading and you feel more like yourself. You get the feeling that whatever this creature was has now distanced itself from the road
That's good.
and you can act normal again. Well, what's normal for you?
Okay, well, I call down the crow's nest, from the crow's nest, and I go to the captain. I'm like, hey, do you guys hear that? That was pretty scary.
Captain Seaborn walks over to you.
Forgot
Walks
his name
over.
was Ski-Bone.
Seaborn.
No, his name is Seaborn.
Seaborn, oh, I thought it was
It's always
Ski-Bone.
meant to capture
His name is Captain Ski Bum.
Seaborn. Do you want to know how this episode is titled?
Well, the crew call him.
You're currently
The crew
playing.
call him.
You're currently playing
Yeah?
the episode I named "A Warm Welcome."
Well, the captain calls him. The crew all call him Captain Ski Bum. It's an affectionate title.
I feel like
And
if you called him that in his earshot, he would beat the crap out of you.
You're right.
Okay.
They call him that, but only behind closed doors and only when they're sure he's really out of earshot. Because while he's a man with a sense of humor, he's really sensitive when it comes to his name. You get the feeling that there's a story behind it.
Really? Behind him being called a Ski Bum?
I'm going to
My-
throw you overboard and feed you to whatever creature you didn't see.
My parents were
Disadvantage on all your saving throws from now on.
The man who killed my parents was a ski bum.
Anyways, as you're coming down from your crow's nest, and
No, I'm not coming down. I'm just yelling down from.
Well, he can't hear you. The storm is loud.
Fine.
Roll again.
Roll again.
Roll for shouting. You can try to shout down, but it's really a really low chance he'll hear you. Do you still want to try?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, I'll roll for his perception, and you can hope that he does better than you. No, it's a natural one. He doesn't hear anything. He's fascinated by the waves.
No, I know why they call him ski bum. All right.
That's why they can call him Ski Bum behind his back, because he doesn't
Right.
notice anything. He's oblivious to things like that.
Okay.
So,
Well,
That doesn't give much confidence as the captain now, but okay.
I'm sorry, can you sail this boat better than he can?
I could improvise.
you're not even in the same room!
My witty comebacks, they transcend doors and walls.
They
okay?
present space-time, I already get it. You're Chuck Norris, you can do anything you want. Okay, you don't need a DM anymore. I'll just go.
It's not my perception of the waves, it's my ability to hear anything around me.
Okay, the sun is setting, do you still want to do anything? The storm is letting up a bit, so you could go above deck. Wind isn't howling as much anymore, but it's still not really the safest place to be. You could probably go there without falling off the boat.
I
yeah, you
go
won't
up
have
to
to
the
roll to walk upstairs.
I go to the top of this. I go up onto the above deck because I know it'll be a nice flat area to practice more dancing.
You want to practice dancing on wet planks.
Oh yeah!
Roll a performance check with disadvantage.
Oh,
I mean, there's no one up there to watch you besides Dan, who's in the crow's nest.
performance, yeah.
Yes.
Wait, let me play you some dancing music.
There's no one to play music for.
Oh, I'm not gonna get worse than that. Do I need to roll again? I could roll
No,
a
you
nat
don't need to roll again. You get knocked flat back because a wave knocks against the boat, and it rocks to one side, and you fall flat on your face, and you slip until you hit the side of the boat with your head.
Okay.
Oh.
And you take 11 damage.
What?
I'm dying.
Are you
Take
still
11
conscious?
Yep, I'm lying on the floor dying now.
Okay.
Well, here was the song I was gonna play, but I feel like it's in bad taste now.
Is that the Venga bus?
It is the Venga bus.
I love that song.
I hope it isn't.
So I'm lying up there dying.
Well, anyway.
I see him fall and I laugh.
You're still conscious?
Oh no, I'm dead.
Are you at
I have to
0
do the-
hit points?
I only had 7 to begin with.
Okay. As he's lying there bleeding, unconscious on the ground. Does anyone want to help him?
Yeah, sure,
I-
Or is anyone up there?
As
I'm
far as
still
I know,
angry.
it's only me and
Walk out
Dan.
and see that he's on the floor, or
I'm still angry at him. I see him and I just watch.
so the only chance, unless the other
Unless Kayla wants to get up.
Kayla's napping. Z.
I gotta walk out there. See what he's unconscious. He's dead. Whichever.
Unconscious at the moment. For now.
Okay, as no one's... Dan, what's your passive perception?
Passive perception?
Yes.
Where would I find that?
It's at
At
the
the
top,
top of your
next,
character
in between
sheet.
initiative and
Oh,
walking.
13.
You then
Yeah.
hear a loud clang as something hits the side of the boat. You immediately look down and see an unconscious elf lying there.
Yeah, I think I already noticed him and I just ignore him.
You ignore him, okay?
I'm angry at him, yeah. He
Um,
stopped me from killing that musician guy.
roll a death saving throw.
Me.
Yes.
Cool. Eight. That's a
It's
fail.
a fail. Anyone want to go up on deck?
No, yeah, Orc will go. And we'll see how this plays out.
Okay, as you go above deck, there's a blood smear on the ground, and an apparently unconscious elf that looks vaguely familiar to you lying on the ground. It seems like he's bleeding pretty heavily from a head wound.
Oh god, okay. I'm over and trying to help him.
Are you proficient in medicine?
Probably not, okay.
Or do you know any healing spells?
Oh, you might be fucked there.
Yeah, it's the rogue that's helping me.
Okay, are you proficient in medicine? Yes or no?
Doesn't look like it, no.
Is there a green
What do you
dot?
have next to?
Is there
what
a
do you have
green
next
dot
to
next to
medicine?
your medicine score?
Oh, no.
What does it say next to medicine?
What's your modifier for medicine?
I have a +1.
Okay, roll a d20 and add that to it. This is going to be pretty hard because you have no knowledge.
Whoa!
Yeah, you have no idea. You
Can
try
someone
to
come get
you
me?
try to
That
give
was a
him
nat one.
you try to give him a mouth to mouth. You have no idea what you could do to make him feel better, even though he's bleeding pretty heavily. You think it'll be probably safe to just leave him there.
To quote a great dialogue that does happen in Fallout New Vegas, you start amputating the leg. Halfway through, you realise it's the wrong leg.
It's an arm.
The patient then dies of shock.
So you have no idea what you fucking do.
I'll call. Start yelling, well, no, I don't know if anyone can hear me.
Do I make another
Right,
death
yell
saving
help.
throw?
Not
You can
yet.
run downstairs. I'm still asleep, so like, I don't know what's happening.
Go get the peasant I helped.
Oh, the
Wow,
poor
the peasant
guy.
over me?
The poor little starving boy. Okay, I'll run down and try and
Just scream for help.
bleeding man upstairs.
Scream for help.
Yeah, scream for help.
Wow. Okay. Everyone, roll a perception check.
Not me, I'm assuming.
Everyone except the unconscious guy and the
Can I
one that's-
roll one anyway?
and then it's already ignoring him.
Dan doesn't need to.
You don't want me to roll one?
No,
You're ignoring me.
you already know he's lying there dying on the ground. You chose to
Oh,
ignore
okay.
it. Okay,
Rolled a 18 total.
18.
That was... I've forgotten a name.
It's Kayla.
You hear someone screaming above deck. You don't understand the words, but it seems to be urgent and somehow panicked.
I sigh and get out of bed. I really
Roll
wanted
for
to
sigh.
No.
Roll
I
a
really
charisma.
wanted to continue napping, but I guess I'm up now. And I'm just gonna walk up to the top deck. I'm tired, I'm grouchy, I'm not gonna run. So I walk up to the top deck.
Okay.
What have you done?
I don't know. I just found them.
Wow.
And
Y'all are a
possibly
mess.
made it worse. That's how bad I am at medicine.
Oh my gosh.
Are you proficient in medicine?
I have a +2.
You don't have
That's
any.
better.
You don't have any spells, I assume.
It depends. Does the mending cantrip actually work on skin?
No, it's only for inanimate objects.
Okay, then
You
no.
could have.
Only my skull's inanimate.
There's healing words, minor restoration.
Yeah, no, I don't have any of those.
Okay.
I just have
But
mending.
when you're dead, that's when she'll be able to mend skin.
Still, roll a perception check and a medicine check.
Okay.
I have a +1 in medicine.
I have
I'm
plus
just saying.
one. I
Okay,
have
shut up.
+1.
We've already established that you're a terrible person, leaving your teammate to die. So just shut up.
He's not my teammate.
Okay, either way, I'm working now.
Okay.
16.
That one's perception, and then
So you at least notice that he's
The
bleeding
dying
from the
man.
head wound, and that's probably a problem. And that you need to do
Probably.
something fast if you doesn't.
oh shoot.
Whoa!
Wait,
You guys
Can
are
she have
rolling really
advantage?
shitty
Can she have-
tonight.
Can she have advantage because she knew it was from the head?
Sure.
We're really scraping the
Death
bottom of the
save,
barrel
yeah.
right now.
I actually don't really want to kill you by sliding off the bed.
By
you
trying
go.
to dance.
That's in that 20.
Okay,
I live.
you maybe have no idea what you're doing regarding medicine, but you do know that it's bad when someone's bleeding from the head. So you rip off a part of his shirt, because you don't want to ruin your clothes,
Absolutely.
and wrap it tightly around his head, stopping the bleeding for the moment and stabilizing him. You're now
Am I alive?
you're still unconscious, but you're not dying anymore. You don't have to do another death saving throw.
Thank God.
Now they can.
You're welcome. Now you'll owe me forever.
Someone
I
just
yell-
lying there.
I yell a rude word in Gnomish down at them.
I flip him off.
No, Nomish.
If you want to scream down a rude word in Gnomish, I need to hear you shout it. Do it in character.
I don't. I don't
You need to know
Gnomish.
Nomish, boy.
You need to know Gnomish.
Improvise. Surprise me.
Okay, I'm just gonna assume that gnome sounds, when you say gnome, or when you're speaking in Gnomish, you're just sounding like you're just saying the word gnome over and over again. So I'm gonna go,
That is so
gnome, 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 gnome,
That is
gnome,
the
gnome, gnome,
worst.
gnome, gnome, and then I'm gonna yell that.
It sounds ridiculous, and you can't understand a word above the rain. But it
You know,
seems
could
like
you
it
make
seems
it
like
to
he's shouting something rude at you.
So I
No,
flip
I
him
say
off.
it in a nice. I say it in a nice way.
You're yelling it. There's no way that you're saying it nicely.
Yeah, but it's
By the way, is the volume of the ambient sounds okay, or is it drowning my voice out?
Sounds fine.
Okay, perfect. Well, you're all soaking wet now, and you're flipping off a guy in a crow's nest.
Roll
And
for
there's
flipping
still-
off.
And there's-
Dexterity check.
if you want to, you can roll for intimidation, but I don't think flipping someone off is intimidating enough for that. And there's sadly not a stat for insulting yet.
I can
there
tell
were,
you.
I
I
would
can
have
tell you how to
perception.
shout bad elf at someone in Gnomish.
Okay,
How do you say bad elf in Gnomish?
Well, bad is Rome, R-O-U-M,
Okay.
and elf, if I can find where elf was, is Elfie.
Elfie. Room Elfie.
as you're flipping him off, a sudden bolt of lightning jolts from the sky and hits the pulled-in sails, setting them aflame.
Oh, not again.
Dope.
Am I
The,
still unconscious?
the rain is still pouring down and seems to keep the fire at bay, but if you don't extinguish the flames, it'll probably ruin the sails and you won't be able to reach land.
May I ask one question?
Yeah.
I go
health
not.
am I on?
I go not again.
How much health am I on?
You're unconscious.
How
You
much
don't
health
have
am I on?
You are currently still at 0, but you're not dying anymore because you were stabilized.
Okay.
If someone heals you, you go back to health, but
No one can heal me.
no one of the party can heal you, but there may be some healers down below deck.
Just fall me into the ocean, I'll
Or-
be fine.
Or maybe some members of the crew can heal you? You don't know?
I mean, I.
We'll worry
Okay,
about
fine,
it later.
fine, fine. I go down.
No, we don't want your help. You suck.
I need to fight. No, I'm fighting the fire. Jeez, I'm gonna help you guys.
I still don't want your help. You suck.
I care more about the boat. Her name is
Okay.
Bessie.
Are you climbing down to the deck or are you climbing down to the sails?
To the sails where the fire is.
Okay, the flames are more like smoldering. They're not like a raging fire. They're just silently gnawing away at the fabric and destroying it, making it
Yeah,
porous.
okay. Well, I have a water skin, and I also have a mess kit, which I assume has a yeah, it has a pan and like a kind of thing. I'm just gonna in a bowl. It's got a bowl on the mess kit.
Mhm.
I'm kind of just gonna catch rainwater and throw it on the fire. That's
Okay,
basically all I
catching
can do.
rainwater, even though it's raining heavily, will take you about a minute or so
really long
until
time.
your bowl is full.
Well, can I
Do
just
you
throw-
want, do
what
you
about the
want
water?
to use your water skin in the meantime, or
I'll
do
use
you
my
want to
water
wait?
skin in the meantime while I'm
Okay.
waiting for the bowl to fill up.
I think you don't need to roll for that because it's a pretty easy task, and you already proved that you can hold yourself on a shaking boat
Thank-
twice.
Thank God.
So-
4 times.
You pour it over, and the flames don't seem to be extinguished. They die down a little, and then they flame back up.
How?
You don't know. Do you want to roll an
can I-
investigation check?
Can I roll an Arcana check?
You can also roll an Arcana check. Roll one.
Wait. Okay, I have the same for both. Arcana it is.
Okay. You think that's something magical?
2, nat 1.
Well, you don't know anything. You just think it's normal fire and it's pretty hard to extinguish.
Okay,
because
well, I'm just-
because lightning apparently burns hotter than normal fire.
Fire can be hard to extinguish, I know from experience.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna keep working at it.
Okay, are you just going to pour water over it again, or?
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep pouring water on it whenever I can.
Okay, so you're pouring the rainwater on it, I assume that you gather?
Yeah.
Okay, you're pouring the water of your bowl over it, and mysteriously, this seems to extinguish the flames. You don't know why, you don't know how it works, but somehow it worked. And, wait a minute. Yeah, this side of the sail is pretty damaged, probably unusable for now. But it's only a small hole. The sail
I
as
mend
a
it.
whole, you can if you get up there. You can try. No cantrips just happen. You can go up there. It'll probably take you 2 or more uses of mending, but yes, you can do it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go find the captain and I'm gonna talk to him. and
Okay,
give him a
so
mouth-
you climb down as she climbs up.
Okay.
Aloy, roll athletics check.
Me?
No, she, yes. And disadvantage because you're not a sailor.
Right. While I'm doing this, can I also cast a message to whatever Dan's character's name is, and I'm just gonna say you suck
Can you?
because I've had enough of your attitude.
Okay. Where are you currently?
I'm just starting to get up.
Okay, you can see him from there, so this should work.
I mean, the range is like 120 feet, so it's
Yes, it
not
is, but
bad.
it requires a line of sight, so that's why I asked. You can see him, it'll work. Just say directly to him what you wanted to say.
You suck.
You hear this
No,
eerie
I-
voice. Wait. You hear this eerie
As I-
voice, seemingly coming out of nowhere, telling you that you suck, and it hurts you a little bit. And if you roll an Arcana check, I can also tell you if you know what this is.
Alright, time to roll another Arcana check.
So
I
you
hope that you don't know. I hope you think that God
Also,
is like, just speaking to you
Aloy?
directly.
9!
9. You don't know what this is. You're really confused by it. And you
Okay,
have
well I
no idea where this voice is coming from. It's really weird.
I yell into the wind, "No you."
That was weird.
No one hears you scream, except maybe the unconscious guy on the ground. You don't know.
Hey!
Okay. Aloy, you rolled pretty poorly, as all
Yep.
of you apparently do.
It's
a
the
gift.
bot, it's being mean today.
And as you try to climb up the ropes, you slip because they're wet and the boat is shaking and you have no idea how to climb because you're not used to this. In
Big
fact,
mood.
you feel some bile rise up in your throat because you're not used to a rocking boat on the sea either, and you throw up a little on the side. As
I
you do,
laugh.
Like magically hit Dan. In
as
the
you
face.
do, your hands slip and you fall down. Make a strength saving throw.
She's gonna get down to 2.
I didn't have to make a saving throw, that's the worst thing. I just fell and died.
You rolled a 1, that doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
19! You catch yourself at the last second and hold on for dear life. You were frightened for a moment there, and you still are, and you're clinging even tighter to the ropes than before. Now that the adrenaline's rushing through you, you're very, very careful of what you do next, and you finally manage to get up there. But as you get up
Okay,
there,
great.
the flames are already extinguished, so... And you see, where the flames once were, there's a burned black spot on the sail. It's not quite a hole, but it seems like if you would touch it, it would crumble below your fingertips.
Okay. Can I get to mending that?
You can. You cast a spell, it just happens, and the fabric becomes white again, spotless, and it looks even better than before. It looks like a brand new sail,
No.
but just this spot, and it looks really weird because there's the dirty, ragged sail, and at one spot it's just this pure white and perfection.
Okay. Have I made it to talk to Captain Ski Bum yet?
You do. He's standing at the front of the boat, which I don't know the English correct term for, because I'm not a native speaker.
It's a bow.
It's a bow. Okay, he's standing at the bow of the boat and
No.
staring out at the sea, murmuring to himself. And he notices you stepping up behind him. This time he's not rolling
Wait.
a natural one. And
what
turns
part of
around.
the ship's he on?
He's at the front.
bow.
The bow.
He's at the front. Yeah, that is
Yeah,
the bow.
third is the back.
Stern's the...
I
Oh,
probably won't remember, but yes. He's at the bow, and now he's turning back to you and saying, "Why aren't you at your post?"
Look, Nate. I don't know if you noticed, but we got struck by lightning on the.
Why are you
on the-
mouthing off to the captain? He could
'Cause
fire you.
I'm angry because he knows I'm angry because I'm a freaking barbarian. All right, I'm a short little ball of energy. Short
That
little
got
ball of
one
energy.
look
Still,
by
your
now.
employer. I think
Crewman!
it also like squished you like a pea.
Oh really? Oh, she just left.
We lost. She was so angry.
She'll be back.
She rage quit.
There
Ah.
we go. Okay, I would like to see Captain Ski Bum take me on. All right.
Okay,
That's all I'm gonna
you
say
would
about
not
this.
want to take him on, I assure you.
Oh really?
He's level 20. No.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
level
Well, okay. I
20
can still take-
paladin. No. He's looking at you very intently, and he's really interrupting you. He doesn't even let you speak. I
really?
don't care about your anger issues or anything else. On my boat, my men do what I command them to do.
Yeah, and I go, look, I was up there, all right, and then I came down when we got struck by lightning, and when a giant ass when a giant ass sea monster flew overhead and screeched at us or something. I don't even know.
I don't even know what is that supposed to mean. I thought I had posted you up there to keep a
Man,
lookout, and not
Man, I
to
failed
tell me
my
some
history
fairy
check, man,
tales.
alright? I failed my history check. I don't know what it is.
You mean you failed your perception check and your history check. But please stay in character.
Oh, that's right.
What's a perception check?
It's where I check things with my perception. And if I had to rate myself,
Crewman, are you drunk
from,
again?
no, breathalyze me. If I had to rate myself, I would say I'd probably be above average at perception, slightly.
Apparently you are not. Because else you would have noticed that the fire's gone by now and there's no need to bother
Yes,
me.
because I put it out. All right, I'm saying I deserve a little raise, a little bit of that sweet
Oh
little,
my god.
little bit of that sweet little cash because
You
I'm doing all the work. I'm pulling my weight. I'm pulling my weight around
wait,
here, buddy.
Roll a perception check. And not a perception check, a persuasion, sorry.
Oh, that's even worse.
You're trying to get a raise from someone who's yelling at you.
To 5.
No,
Let's get Conscious die inside and hopefully do a healer.
wait a second. Do you know what I think? I think you're just lazy and trying to talk your way out of it. Now go back up there and do your fucking job before I throw you off the boat for good.
I go, do it, no balls.
And he grabs you by the collar and wait a second. I'm rolling strength for him. Natural 20. He lifts you up the ground and pulls you close to him, stares at you intently and says, "You don't want to see me angry, young man. You don't want to see that happening.
He's still turned green.
I already..." And he's squeezing your throat a little, but not enough to really strangle you and put the breath out of you. You get a feeling he's just trying to get you in line, not trying to kill you actively, for now. You don't put it past him because you see that mad glint in his eyes, and you're not really sure if he's able or willing to do something worse for you.
Okay, well I go, look,
Wait a
mate,
second.
I'm more than happy. Okay.
And he goes, "You really shouldn't test me right now. We're in dangerous waters, this is a tense situation, and I need all my men working together and do their fucking job as I command them to." And he puts you back down and he throws you down. Make an athletics check to see if you can catch yourself. Oh, acrobatics, what's better? You can choose.
We'll go acrobatics. They're both the same, but
Both -1.
no, both +2. 18.
18. So you catch yourself and don't land on your back. You manage to land on your feet at least. Pretty gracefully at that, and he looks at you arching one eyebrow. He didn't expect that.
I go, look, mate, did you see that landing? I stuck it, okay? And I'm gonna go back up to that crow's nest, and I'm not going to slip, and I'm not gonna even have a chance to slip because I'm so good at my fucking job, alright?
You're provoking another
I'm so good
athletics
at this.
check now, you know that.
And I go, I'm gonna go up there, not because you told me to, alright, but because I think that's the best place for me to be right now.
You're going to go up there because I told you to. And you're
I go,
going
look,
to
that's
do
where
it
you're
gladly.
wrong, mate. And then I turn around and I go back up
Wait
to
a
the
second.
crow's nest.
Roll a wisdom check.
Oh my god.
Because he just intimidated you and he rolled pretty good on that.
Oh, okay.
Would it be a saving throw?
Not a saving throw.
Not saving throw. Also, Dan, you're using the wrong chat.
8. Oh, I am? Oh, that's not good. Okay, I'll just go ahead and delete all
8?
those. 8.
It's okay, you rolled a 7.
Okay.
Um,
You said he rolled pretty good.
Yes, I'm bluffing. I'm the DM, I can do
Okay.
that.
They're trying to intimidate you.
I don't
I go, "Alright."
I don't fudge my rolls, I just bluff before I tell you what I actually rolled. Because it's funnier that way. For me at least. And he goes like, yeah, you know what? Do what you want, I don't care anymore. And he tosses a piece of copper at you and
Oh.
here's your bloody money you wanted. Hope
Oh,
you're
thank
happy
God.
with it.
This is what I wanted. I haggle.
Haggle in character if you want to haggle.
Alright, mate, look. You seem to be only giving me 1 copper, alright? I get it. I get it. I don't even really deserve this. But you see this copper? This could be 3 copper for the price of you giving me 2 more copper.
Roll a persuasion check at disadvantage. Because they was just awful.
7.
Now again, maybe it's a natural one.
No, it was
Yeah,
a,
it could be a worse.
3.
Well,
Okay.
anyway, he just glares at you again and the fury lights up in his eyes again and he doesn't say anything, but his fingers twitch as he walks away. They twitch to his dagger at his side and you feel like you really pushed your luck there.
I use rage.
You want to go into a rage?
No,
right
just
now?
kidding, just kidding.
Okay, as he's going to intimidate,
I am going to walk over and try to revive Hawk though.
and he's already stabilized, now he needs only medical attention.
Yeah, I have +1 in medicine, so I can.
Oh.
Yeah, he doesn't need healing. Like,
He doesn't need healing.
Like, he doesn't need either a short rest to recover his hit points, or another short rest, a long rest, so about 6 to 8 hours sleep to recover his hit points, or he needs someone with a healing potion, a cleric, a paladin, or someone
Oh, okay.
with magical capabilities who can heal him.
Gotcha.
Well, technically it'd be a long meditate because I'm an elf.
All
I
right.
was saying
Well-
a long rest, not a long sleep.
I pick him up using my gnome strength.
Okay,
and
roll a strength check.
Hang on, wait. Could I take into account that I weigh
Wait,
141 pounds?
roll a strength
I
check.
am rolling my strength check.
Wait a second, at advantage because you're a barbarian.
Yes.
Wait,
Wait,
under
wait, wait.
encumbrance. Under encumbrance, it has the amount you can push, drag, or lift.
Yes, I know.
Let me check that.
Oh, wait a second. If you want advantage on that, you can just go into a rage. Because if you're in a rage, you have advantage on all strength
I have-
throws.
I have push dragger lift. I can push dragger lift 450 pounds.
Yes, you
And I
can.
can carry
So,
225.
do you go into
so.
a rage for advantage, or do you don't? Don't you?
No, I'll just roll it. 13.
Okay, 13. You don't manage to put him over your shoulder, but you manage to drag him behind you, and he hits the stairs on the way down a few times, but nothing serious.
Can I? Okay, yeah, that's fine. So I just carry him back to his cabin, and I
No, you drag me.
just
He'll
drag him back to his cabin.
He'll
and I
be
flop him
bruised
on
in the morning,
carpet.
but I think that'll be the least of his worries right now.
Also, I completely loot his cabin while I'm in it.
Oh god.
Okay,
Oh, I loot
I'm a
him. As a
rogue.
matter
I've
of
already
fact,
done that.
I steal his daggers while he's unconscious.
No.
I'm a rogue. I've already done that. My daggers are tied to me. I'm a rogue. Come on. I'm cautious of my stuff being stolen.
well, I'm just going to say you don't need to roll for that because he's unconscious and won't notice it. But roll
Okay.
for wait. Roll a sleight of hand check anyways because there are crewmen watching you.
and
No,
the
I'm in
poor
his- I'm
peasant
in his-
that I've
I'm in his
basically
cabin.
paid to be my slave.
You're
I'm in his cabin.
Oh, so
at
you're in
this
his
point.
cabin.
Am I
Okay.
Yeah.
watching all of this?
Then
Do you want
just
me to still roll a sleight of hand check or just have him?
then just do it.
Is
Okay.
watching all this happen?
What have I missed?
Oh, you were
Oh,
gone.
this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, I had to grab a little bit of food.
It's basically Dan dragged an unconscious guy down the stairs while he hit his head a few times.
And he's now stealing all my shit.
I just took your daggers. You have 2 of them, right?
Yeah, let's say I've got 2.
Okay. How many daggers does he have?
No, you don't get to know. You
I
think I,
do,
have
because
to.
I get
You
to-
steal too.
because I
Wait,
get
wait
to
a
search.
second. Roll a perception, an investigation check because you pat him down and search for his daggers. Which he
I think I have a -1 in investigation.
Oh yeah. Well, I want to see what you get for this.
Oh no, I have a +1.
Still, well,
7.
7.
you find one dagger.
Okay, I'll take one of his daggers. That's fine. It's still
Okay,
enough damage
Fuck's
to
sake.
him.
You mark off one of your daggers,
I've got rid of it. I will get that back.
and you add one normal dagger to your inventory.
Yep, I already did.
So, does anyone want to do something beside those guys that are currently?
I'm
Can
gonna
I be
go-
alive
Am I
now?
just watching this?
I think
Yeah,
we all need to.
presumably-
I think we need to take a
presumably
rest.
one
I
of
think we
them
need
would
to take a
have-
rest.
I kept thinking I was gonna be ready to move around, and then apparently my character's done nothing.
Yeah, presumably one of them would have come with my unconscious corpse, so they would have spotted him stealing my dagger.
No,
Surely.
no.
Actually, none of them came down with you, and you don't know why because they all seemed concerned about you when you
Bitch.
were
I
unconscious.
thought I said I thought.
Actually,
Oh, I wasn't concerned. I just feel like it would be worse off for me if I didn't have someone
Hang on.
else as a
Hang on.
wall of me.
hang on. Surely the poor little kid that I gave food to would have seen my unconscious corpse being dragged and followed that to
No,
make
in
sure I
fact-
was okay.
His mother held him back. Because it's not like parents let their children run behind creepy men that are dragging unconscious bodies behind
Creepy
them.
gnomes.
I
You could have already-
fed them!
You fed one elf that wasn't even affiliated in any way with the child.
No, I fed
Oh,
the
as I'm
the
dragging
elf
him.
I fed would have followed me, sure.
Okay. He's in his
Why
room,
would
right?
he?
I just leave him.
I
just leave
fed
in the
him!
room.
I looked after him!
I just leave him in the room, and
Like
I
2
open up
seconds.
the door, and I address all the passengers in that common room, and I go, "You guys all saw him dancing. No surprise to you, huh?"
Can I be alive now?
No one answers you, but everyone turns around, gives you a weird look, and then it just ignores you.
Can I check
Perfect.
if anyone with healing abilities that can like, hey, you just saw him be dragged?
You can roll around. Roll around. You roll around the floor and don't know what to do. No, you can ask around. Yes.
Yeah.
You can choose either you roll an investigation check or a charisma check.
Just higher.
I go back to the crow's nest, by the way.
What is it? Charisma?
Yes. Either charisma or investigation. You choose.
Well, charisma's higher, I guess.
Your raw charisma modifier is higher than your
Investigation's intelligence.
Yeah.
I know.
Who needs intelligence?
Me?
Oh, well, 11.
11. It's good enough. You go around for like 20 minutes asking a few persons, but no one seems to know anything until you meet a small dwarf sitting in a corner all by himself. He's an elderly man with a long white beard that's woven into a braid that reaches below down to his belt. He's wearing glasses, one of which is broken, and he's always pushing them up his nose with his middle finger.
That mood.
It's like a tick, and he does it like every 20 seconds or so. And he stares into distance and doesn't seem to notice you as you get closer.
I love the fact that the guy that looted my corpse, he rolled low enough perception to only find one dagger, but didn't find the short sword or the bow. I would like to
Nah.
point that out.
Oh no, I was
he
looking
was- he was
specifically.
ser-
I was
He was searching
Yeah.
for a dagger, not for a longbow.
specifically for a dagger. I didn't care about the other stuff.
Cool.
He seems to be an appreciator of the arts of dagger crafting. For all you
Dagger
know.
thieving.
Yeah, crafted by me.
I'd just like to remind you, you don't know who pickpocketed you, so
Oh, I know, but I'll know that one's been stolen, and I will ask instantly who the hell was with my unconscious corpse.
yeah. Well, you already
All of us-
you
all
need
of
to
us
sleep
were at one
like
point.
for at least 6 hours now to regain your hit points. So you
No, they're
you
bringing
will
me a
do so
medic.
in 6 hours.
They're bringing me a medic, so it's
Maybe.
fine.
How much longer is this
Oh,
boat
man,
ride, by
don't
the way?
forget him.
7 years, now that you've asked.
So what are you telling
Okay.
Then we are-
well,
dwarf?
So
Does the
we've
dwarf
got-
speak common?
we've got,
You don't know.
Apparently,
Okay.
I go to him and ask if he can head outside. He's in the room now, but if you can try and get him.
Well, young lady, I don't know. How about you introduce yourself first before asking someone a stranger?
I walk over and I say, he doesn't need healing.
You're up
it's
in the
fine."
crow's nest.
Oh, that's right. I'm up in the clothes.
You're not here. You fall off the crow's
sorry.
nest trying to look down below deck through the woods. No, you don't. But okay.
So right, sorry, I'm Orca, and so yeah, he was bleeding outside. I really think he needs some attention, and he was just dragged down the stairs and didn't look good.
Youth these days. And he stands up, kind of groaning and pushing his back as he do so. Even for a dwarf, he's really old, and you see the wrinkles in his face and the sunken in eyes that have this expression like he's seen too much in his life.
I've seen things.
God damn it! And he looks at you with like compassion, but also he's like really pissed off at you right now. He seems like he doesn't want you to do anything except sitting there, and then he pulls out what looks like a cane at first, but then you notice it's a staff. It's used to cast spells. It's carved intricately. I can't say the word. Long day. And there are carvings in there, natural carvings, just like you've already seen when you were back on the mainland by native tribes of druids that were coming to your cities to buy some goods. And he heavily leans on it as he follows you.
So I lead it back to his unconscious body, and here he is.
Well, apparently he is here. I don't see anyone else in the room. And he goes there, and he immediately rushes over to him, just ignoring the completely. Well, he doesn't rush. He's old. He's like creeping there
Hobbles.
very slowly, putting all his weight on his staff, and you hear the wood creak below him because he's leaning so hard on it. Well, and all this, he's just about waist high to you, so it's really, it's cute in a way. And he's really weird, but you kind of get that he isn't a bad guy, he's just a really grumpy old guy. And he walks over and lays his hand on him, and
Orca's only 5'3". He's a very short man. Or-
yes, he is, he's a dwarf.
Oh, yeah, no, I was like, oh.
He's like a little smaller even than Dan.
No, he's not. I'm literally 3 feet, so.
Yes, he is, and he's really, he's a little bit lower.
Dwarves are between 4 to 5.
Wait a second,
normally.
he's not really that small, but he's walking bowed because he's old. He doesn't
Oh, gotcha.
stand to
Gotcha.
his full height. And he kind of struggles to get his leg straight up and reach up on the bed. And he looks him over and kind of lifts his eyelids and presses his cheeks together, pulls on one of his ears. You get the feeling that he's just messing with him and that he already knows what he says. Then
Listen, you gotta trust the method.
then he pulls out a stick of charcoal and draws a mustache on his face. And he goes like,
Trust the method.
well, He'll be fine in the morning anyways, but maybe I can do something for him. How much do you want to pay me?
Oh. Hey, can I search the unconscious man's bag for money?
You can.
Alright, let's see how much gold
Surely that'll be a sleight of hand check first?
No, because
You're unconscious.
he
Doesn't
Oh,
really
yeah,
matter.
the
I
old
have 15 gold.
the
I have
old
15 gold in total.
the old man arches an eyebrow at you, but doesn't say anything and only grins to himself, rubbing his hands together. Well, it seems like you're really. Let's just say, we'll do good business together. And he just turns to look the other way and says, I'm not seeing anything here. And roll an investigation check. With advantage because he's unconscious.
But I didn't get advantage.
No, you didn't, because daggers are his soul basically, and they are his life, and he hit them very well, because his life depends on
Oh,
his
okay.
weapons.
Hold on, my favorite glove.
Did you roll again?
No, I didn't. Wait, no, hold on.
You need to roll again, and then this better one counts.
No, I didn't roll anything yet. That was my last one. It was my thing And go.
Do it again, please.
That one, that one, that one.
17. Okay. You pat him down, and suddenly you find. Where did you hide your coin purse?
My coins. Oh, it was literally just on a bag hanging on my belt.
Okay, so you pat him up and down and search for a while, but you expected it to be well hidden, but as always, it's at the place you searched last, and it's just hanging there in a bag, and you're surprised, but you take it. How much gold do you have?
Me, in
Yes.
total, 15.
You find 15 gold.
Alright, I'll be nice enough for just 10 first.
Okay, you now have 5 gold in your inventory, gold mark of 10 gold. How are you guys ever going to become a party at this point? You're just
My
going-
guy's just here for one round, so
You're just going to kill each other.
Oh no, I won't kill my
After
party
attack,
members.
maybe I'll get back.
Okay, what do you go with? What are you going to do with your sudden wealth?
What? Oh, the 10 gold. I'll...
Do you not have any money?
I probably do, but that's...
Why would we use ours when we could use yours?
It's you paying for it? Okay, so, I think it's 10. Wait, that seems like a lot of gold probably to get this dude.
Well, normally you could buy an untrained man's health for a day or so with 5 silver, and the trained man you would buy 2 to 5 gold for a day's worth of work, because you don't know how highly trained he is as a cleric, or if he even is one, because you didn't see him work his magic before. So,
Yeah,
say you'll give him you should say you'll give him 5 now, and then if he does a good job, you'll give him another 5.
could I just say, don't forget the fact that 10 gold got a boathouse and the knowledge and location of 8 pirates.
Alright, so...
yes, it's
maybe,
like a solid 2 days worth of work as a salary, so.
Alright, I'll give you one, and then I'll give you, like, 2 more pieces of gold if he's healed up.
Well, I saw you just taking 10 gold from that man, and
Yeah, well,
I
you
see
didn't prove yourself yet.
it's not really fair to only give me 1 cent of that.
Hey, that's up front, okay? Just heal him up, and then we can talk about after.
You're old. What do you know about math anyway?
You're not there!
Once again, my witty comebacks supersede all barriers.
It's just in the
Witty. That's one word for him.
They do, and he hears a
You wanna
little.
fight?
The dwarf hears. The dwarf hears a little voice in the back of his head that throws a comeback at him, and he wonders if he's developed a second personality. But he shrugs it off and tells you, I don't care. I'm old, and I need the money.
What if we need him more?
You're still not there.
Once again.
The little voice in his head tells him something, but he ignores it. He doesn't listen to voices in his head. So
Well, now I'm just gonna annoy him with voices in his head.
he's going to block you out and ignore you. He has experience with this kind of voices. He's a very experienced old man.
Can we hurry up and just get me alive here?
Do you need it?
I like
that
how there was
badly?
probably.
So, Orca, what
I
are
like
you
how there
going
was
to
probably.
do?
Like I said, one's up front. Heal him up, and then we can talk about price afterwards.
I always make sure I get paid first before I even put a finger on him. Well, except for the
Sounds like
charcoal, that was funny
scam.
too.
The unconscious man would pay him when he wakes up.
Go, but I'm not giving you more until you prove you can actually do this job.
How about you tell me how much you are going to pay me once the job is done?
How about you just work some magic, and then we'll fucking
How
see.
about you finally shut up because you aren't here?
I will yeet you off of this boat, man. Don't tell
You
me.
won't because you don't know the man is there.
I will.
Hey, 2 gold is a lot for unproven skill right now, okay?
Well, then just tell me how much I will get and give me your word you will pay me after I'm done.
Fine, very generous. Here, I'll give you another 2 afterwards. How's that?
Roll a persuasion check with advantage because you're being generous.
Alright. Oh, I have 5.
I say give him your word, and if he doesn't work, we'll yeet him off the boat.
Oh god, that's a roll. Okay.
Roll again because it's advantage. That's better. And he goes, alright. And he kind of waddles over to him and lays his hands on him and mutters something under his breath, like, you don't understand a word of it, but, oh, well, maybe roll a perception check. Just for,
Do I need to?
you're unconscious, you don't hear anything.
Damn it.
Okay, what languages do you speak?
Common, Elvish, and find Nordical apparently, and thieves can't. So
You hear the words, but you don't understand them. It's a language you don't understand, and it rings true, and it's clinging beautifully in the air. You already heard this before, whispered by other clerics of certain deities, but you're not versed enough to know which one just by hearing him chant. He's clasping something in his hand as he does it, and you gather it's a holy symbol of a deity. One hand at a symbol and one hand on the lifeless, or at least unmoving body of Fane. He murmurs some more, and then suddenly a bright orange light emits from it that then turns golden and spreads over his whole body, his form illuminating in a eerily glow that somehow seems holy and scary at the same time, like a great power is working its magic on him. Then it fades and light rises up in a low spiral and dissipates in all directions. Fane, you now have regained all your hit points and gained
Yay.
gained 2 temporary hit points on top of that.
Yay.
I'm gonna wander into the room
So
and
I know,
go,
like,
cheers,
So,
and then walk out.
And
pays you.
well, fine. At least you're honest. And he takes the gold from your hands, so really gruff, and just grabs it and pulls it, and then turns and says, "Yesterday," and storms out. It's funny, you didn't even ask his name. You remember as he goes out.
okay. I sit up.
Can I go bother him?
stretching. Ow.
You
Instantly notice I'm missing a dagger.
You do! You pat yourself down and you very much notice you are missing a dagger, because those daggers are your life. You need them. They are yours, and yours
My
alone.
3 daggers,
You're
my 4
precious.
daggers represented something. Each one represented something specific. And now that I'm missing one, I need the other one. Need it back.
Excuse me. Excuse
Oh,
me.
yeah. Yes.
I would like to point out that realistically, your character would check out who's in the room with him first.
No.
Yep.
No.
The daggers are that important. You check that first.
And who else? And who else? And who else went through all your pockets?
Oh, I don't
no,
care about
he
money.
doesn't know that.
And who else was? And who else was
Yeah,
goofing
no.
around? Who else was goofing around and drew a mustache on your face? I'm just saying. My
Well, he
character's
does.
up in
He
the crow's
can't.
nest.
He can't see his own face because there are no mirrors and no
Yeah, I can't.
no
Oh,
flat
that's
water
right.
surface or anything like that. So
I don't care about my look.
he
Besides,
doesn't know he has a mustache right now, and it's looking
I know.
ridiculous.
I know.
All he knows
I'm
is
just
daggers
saying.
gone.
Because
I'm just
elves
saying.
don't grow facial hair. It's really unsettling to see someone
Don't we?
with a fake mustache.
I never knew that. Anyway, yeah. I noticed the daggers are gone because there was 4 daggers because each one represented a specific person in my character's life. My father, my mother, and my 2 sisters, who are all dead.
So
He
which one is
thinks to
gone?
One of those
himself-
daggers.
Which
You
one do I
stole
have?
My father.
Which one do you choose to have? I didn't ask for a specific one.
Oh. Which one is
He
worth the
doesn't
most
know.
to Hawk?
He doesn't know which one's which, so he just stole a dagger.
Yes, you
Oh,
just
okay.
stole one, so you can just choose
He
one.
stole my father.
You stole his father.
Roll,
okay.
roll a random dice. Roll a random dice. Okay.
Add a
fine,
note
alright.
to your dagger you stole, and add in the notes his father.
His father.
Oh god, you're gonna run up to him and yell at you about how your father's gone, and he's gonna be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Anyway, I realized my daggers are gone, and I'm like, right. I turn to Orca.
Okay.
Where's my dagger? Where is my dagger, young one?
Well, okay, I don't know what happened to any of your stuff. But the dude who you were fighting with earlier dragged you in
Yep.
here, so I guess I
Yep.
checked him.
Hey, we didn't fight.
He was in the crow's nest. Would you mind coming, actually no, getting off that crow's nest, like 4 of us would be a bit awkward. Stay as my backup. I head up to the crow's nest.
Alright.
He has to roll an athletics check. He's disadvantaged.
Yes, he
Can
has.
I use acrobatics?
Yes, he has to. But
Can I use acrobatics instead?
then, are you still in the crow's nest?
Yeah, and I'm actually investigating this dagger.
You are. Roll an investigation check.
Can I use stealth to
You
get up
can,
there?
but wait a second first, because he got a head start on you. You can roll an athletics check in the meantime with disadvantage, because you're climbing
Can I
up.
roll? Can I use
4.
acrobatics instead? That's a nat 1. That's
Oh,
a
it
nat
is. Yeah,
1.
so it's
It
just an
doesn't
ordinary.
count, so,
it's just an ordinary dagger.
You
Yeah.
don't know anything about daggers, you never use them, you have a great axe, and it's pretty
Okay.
much what you do.
I
To you
I
it's
throw
just,
it into the ocean in disgust.
it's a pretty knife, and you discard it.
If you just throw in that dagger in the ocean.
You threw a dagger, but
Oh, to get to the
I'm
ocean,
going to
it's
say
gonna be
You want me to roll a strength check?
roll an attack roll, but with bare hands.
Okay. Am I rolling to hit or just damage?
You're rolling to hit
Okay.
because
Falling damage
there's
is the
someone
point.
climbing up.
18.
That he doesn't know of. Oh wait, I've not rolled my athletics check. Could I use acrobatics instead?
I would say you could, if there was anything you could jump up on, but there's
The
just
rope.
there's just
I
a
could
net.
jump onto the. I could jump onto the ladder.
That would not be a good idea because you would still have disadvantage on that because those ropes are wet
I don't care.
and slippy.
I'll do that. I'm attempting to jump onto this ladder.
If I'm following him, do I have to roll? Probably.
You would have to roll actually.
23 on the first roll, but because it's with disadvantage, let's roll again 10. 10
Okay,
is the
you-
lower of the two.
You make it up, but you need a good 15 minutes for it because you slip multiple times and have to catch yourself, and you're really not sure if this was a good idea.
Yeah,
By the way,
it was-
I got an
also-
18.
Yes, I
I
know.
got an 18, yeah.
Then you manage to not hit the elf climbing up, and instead hear a satisfying plop as it falls down into the
the
waves.
I continue
Uh,
Threw it
climbing
away
the
in
ladder.
Wait a
disgust,
second.
by the way.
Faint, roll a perception.
Perception.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Because maybe you noticed the falling dagger, maybe not.
I mean, I do know these daggers very well because they are my life now. Rolled 17.
You do notice something flying overhead.
No,
And
no,
it
no,
looks
he has
as-
disadvantage because he's climbing.
No, he doesn't because
climbing up
he
the
can still see
ladder.
fine.
Okay.
Wet ropes
Can I
don't
try and
matter.
catch the dagger?
Wait a second. You see the dagger flying overhead, but it's far out of your reach. And you're
I
not
do a
sure.
backflip
You're not.
to catch.
You're not sure if it's your dagger, but you have this suspicion because why wouldn't it be?
I backflip after the dagger.
God.
Okay, acrobatics check, disadvantage
Oh,
because you're
Um,
still on a shaking boat with slippery
Oh
ropes.
God.
I'm not going to get lower than a 9. The worst I could do is an 8. 12 on that one, not bad.
Okay,
Sadly, it was with
it's
this
a
9.
9, and as you try to jump off, you get caught in the net and are now dangling
I was on
head
the ladder.
on the ladder. Your foot catches in one of the steps, and you're now hanging head down on a ladder. Your foot is the only thing holding you up. And you hear the dagger fall into the water.
I'm going after that dagger.
You can, but first you need to get yourself free again. And maybe not fall down again because, well, you just
Can I
were
try and just
unconscious.
sort myself out on this ladder and then climb back down it?
Okay, I think you can do that without rolling another check.
Can I do it with acrobatically?
You could, but that would be another check at disadvantage, and I just allowed you to climb down without another one.
I sort of wanted to... Fine, I'll just climb down normally.
Give yourself more.
I jump off the boat after the dagger.
You don't even had a fight yet, and you were unconscious already.
I'm jumping after the dagger.
You do! And this time you managed to jump off without slipping or hitting your head because you already made an experience and you're now very careful about making your steps.
Can I go for a very, like... You know the professional diving at the Olympics? Can
A
I do one of
swan
those
dive, yes,
style
you can.
dives?
You can do that,
Alright.
but roll an acrobatics
Acrobatics?
check. 27!
Nat 20! That is a nat 20.
Describe
God.
how you want to dive off. I can give you free reign above that.
All those flips and
Do a few flips, maybe.
Flips, spins, everything. At the Olympics, that would be a perfect score.
It would be. That would.
There's no
every
splash.
USA would give you a 10, and all the other judges too, except for Russia, they would give you a 6.
Screw you, Russia. Okay. I swim after the dagger.
You swim up a dagger. Okay, that's a Constitution check.
Constitution, what's my stat for that? Minus.
Also, I'm now going to start keep track of the time going by, and you're going to
Okay.
have to you're going to have a movement every turn. Every turn is 6 seconds, and you can hold your
God.
breath a time equal to your Constitution modifier plus your proficiency modifier.
What proficiency?
Your proficiency modifier plus your Constitution modifier. What's that?
My modifier for Constitution is -1.
And not your modifier, your constitution value.
8.
So 8 plus your proficiency is probably 2?
Proficiency in what?
No, just overall.
Oh yeah, proficiency overall is 2. I
Okay,
think.
so you have 10. Wait a second. You have 60 seconds until your breath runs out. Which would be 10 rounds of combat.
Right. I'm swimming after my dagger.
You do. It's sinking slowly and...
Surely I'm faster than the sinking dagger.
You
I don't know if it's a really heavy dagger. Then
You
it's
don't-
quite
you
light.
thinking like
you
an
don't
acid
have
rock.
dagger.
You don't have a
My
designated.
dagger's alright.
You don't have a designated swimming speed.
Speed.
So you're moving half your speed in water. What's your speed?
Half my speed. My speed is 35, so half of that is... Round up or round
17 and a
down?
half.
You can't do half a foot. It's either 17 or 18.
Take half and round down. Always
17
round down.
then.
17.
17.
Okay.
For rounding up, it's
You
more accurate.
can't manage to catch up to it. You think?
It's a light dagger. How's
And
it sinking so quickly?
wait, about 3 rounds later, you do.
Haha.
You now have 7 rounds to get up again, and I think you manage it.
I will manage that easily.
With the dagger.
Got my dagger back.
I'm not going to let you roll for that because it will just be ridiculous.
Nope, I'm adding my dagger back to my inventory right now.
You could, if you weren't in water. You have no idea, you just have to get up for air because, let's face it, you just need to breathe.
Do I have my dagger?
Yes, you'd have your dagger. You're clasping it in your hand firmly
Good.
because you're afraid it will be gone again and forever this time if you let go of it again. And as you break surface, you notice you have no idea where the boat is. You don't know where you are. There are waves crashing atop your head and pushing you down again and again and again. And it's really hard to stay on the surface in this storm that's pretty heavy and still raging.
Yep, that'll be me.
Just wait for one
Can
of
I
those
roll for
glowing
perception?
mermaids from Sea
You
of
can't.
Thieves.
This isn't a computer game.
We can't prove
Yes,
that.
yes, roll for perception, but with disadvantage because you can't see fuck now at the moment.
Yay. With disadvantage, you say?
Yes.
Great. Perception. What's my perception? What's
Now I know how Ben felt last game we played last week.
Well, fuck you,
10.
drown. No,
I could do worse.
you don't see fuck right now. You're starting to panic and you're afraid you're going to die at sea. And just as your lungs fill with water, you hear someone shout, "Man overboard! Pull up and
Noticed.
starboard! About 100 feet out!" And then you hear a splash and something hitting the water. And you can make a slight silhouette because one of the crewmen rolled a natural 20 on his perception. Be thankful for that.
Yes. Thanks, my dear friend.
Random crewman. Thankful. His name, Dan would know his name. His name is Silas.
His name is Phil.
His name is Silas. He's a man in his
Oh, I call him Phil.
It's a name in his mid-30s. He's serving on this ship like for 2 years already. He's an honest man with a family, so please don't kill him.
I wouldn't kill anyone.
And
Bully him.
the thing that hits the water also hits your head, but to your surprise, it's not hard. It's soft, and as you grasp for it, trying to just pull yourself up, get anything into your hands because you're panicking at this point.
Yep.
It's easy to grasp on, and once your hand touch it, you can't let go of it. They're stuck to it. Let's see if they can pull you up. They can, with these.
Good.
2 of them together manage to pull you up. and you're now wet, dripping wet, gasping heavily, lying on the deck once again.
Can I talk to the captain of this ship, please?
You
I
can,
request.
because as you're lying down on the ground, gasping for air, and coughing up water, which smells awful, by the way,
Oh yeah, it would.
he stomps over to you and says, "What is this about?"
Ah, my good man, great captain. That twat up in the crow's nest there. Clearly
Yeah.
kicked off this ship. He stole a very precious item of mine from my family and threw it in the ocean.
Well, you should keep better track of your things then.
I was unconscious at the time.
Why? I don't
Why
care.
was I unconscious?
Just go below deck. I don't want to
Why
deal
were
with you
you
right now.
unconscious?
So what did the captain say?
And we had a feeling that he really doesn't want to deal with you right now. He turns on his heels and leaves.
I'm sorry, graceful captain, I say, and I just head back down to my
He flips
room
you.
and try-
He flips you off as he goes.
Oh,
I was being nice to you.
Well, he wasn't. He's not having a
I
good
just-
day, you guys.
I just walked back to my room.
Okay, it's pushing like 9, 11 a.m. p.m. at this point. Do you still want to do anything, or do you want to go to sleep, or?
Can I set up an elaborate trap at my door so that if someone tries to open it from the outside, 4 daggers swing down and hit them in the
Do
face?
you have a ranger's kit or anything like that?
I have thieves' tools.
Thieves'
I
tools
have some
sadly don't incorporate traps, so
I have string
you have rope. Yes, you have string.
and string. A hammer, pigeons. I can use those as like hooks for the rope, I suppose.
Describe to me what you want to build, and I say maybe it's possible. So just describe me what you want to do.
Well, for a start, there'll just be like a mass of ball bearings on the floor because I do have 1,000 of them.
Yes, you do. But
So-
be aware that if you throw them, they'll cover an area equal to all the all the floor in your room.
Oh yeah,
Because
that's
your
fine.
room
I'll
isn't big.
throw them from my bed.
Okay,
Obviously.
I
After setting up the trap, I set up
yeah,
the trap
just
to lie in my
okay,
bed.
was just making sure you're doing that last, because else you'd
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
roll a save yourself.
Roll a dexterity save,
Yes.
which in fairness I could do easily.
It has a DC of 12, so the way you're rolling
Actually-
right now,
It's a DC save of 10. My modifier's +5.
okay.
I could do that easily.
Uh,
I say that. Anyway, I just set up this nice little elaborate trap. I also had a rapier in the middle. Is it rapier?
how
around
are
or
you going to
sword?
build this elaborate trap?
Short sword. I stick some. I'm trying to work out how this trap would work actually.
Well, the way I would think is you have the string tied across the bottom.
Says the
right,
tiny
as a little
voice in your
tripwire.
head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tiny voice in his head. So a little string across the bottom, right?
Yep.
Says the tripwire, so that'll break
Yep,
when the
yeah.
when the door opens.
There's that.
And then once the door opens, you can have rope running up to the top.
Up to the
where
4
you're-
daggers and the short sword.
Well, the 4 daggers, I figure the 4 daggers are going to come in from the side, and then the short sword is going to be on the ceiling, and it's going to drop down straight in.
Yep.
Like,
Along
you
with
know.
20 arrows.
no!
How are you going to launch those 20 arrows? Because if they're just
Oh, they'll be
falling-
attached via. They're attached
I'm-
via rope as well.
I'm guessing you're never leaving this room, though.
Yes, but if they're attached
This
via
is to make sure
rope,
no one steals my shit.
if they're attached
No.
via rope, how are they going to drop down and do damage on them? Because if they're just tied together, they're just slumped down.
Nah, I'm not gonna attach them. I'm not gonna attach them to anything. I'm not gonna set up a trap, I'll just go to bed. Making sure my daggers are very safely and
Are
very
you still-
sneakishly hidden on myself.
Pulling them to his chest.
Are you
I
still
hide them on myself.
are you still putting the ball bearings on the ground?
I'll put the ball bearings on the ground.
Okay. Anyone
I'll
else?
keep those in my inventory for now. Because I will clean them up afterwards.
You can leave them in your inventory. You'll pick them up probably. So.
Yeah, I'll clean them up afterwards. We're
So-
on a ship. They're not going to do anything. They'll just roll into a corner.
Anyone else wanting to do anything, or are you all going to bed?
I'm actually gonna go to bed. So,
Yeah, sure.
well, my guy's gonna be on watch, but you know. All right.
So then, are you leaving your crow's nest, or are you going to sleep up there?
No, I'm staying up there. I'm staying on watch.
Sleep up on the crow's nest.
You're going to. Okay, as you sleep up there, because you have to sleep at some point. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh God. All right.
Because you're sleeping wet in the rain for a whole night and it's cold.
I'm not sleeping. I'm awake. I'm
For
on
a whole
watch.
night!
Well, no, technically, I'm meditating in my room.
Well, somebody would come and relieve me, and then I go to my cabin.
Okay, so you're staying up for about 2 hours, I guess? That would give you enough
Yeah, I'd be
time
up there for about
for getting a full rest. Okay,
Eh,
then leave
yeah.
leave the throw and you go to bed. Nothing happened during your
Okay.
watch. You heard the strange cry a few times more, but nothing else. And it sounded more
Does he-
distant than before.
Does he walk past my room on his way to bed? Because he'll just hear these balls rolling around him.
Actually, his room is on the opposite end of the hallway, so he wouldn't really be passing your room, except if he wanted to make a round or anything like that.
No, just going straight to bed.
Okay.
I've just realised those ball bearings are going to annoy me. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay,
All right.
so everyone goes to bed, I assume?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
As night falls, storm slowly dies down, and you find yourself finally able to close your eyes and get a restful night's sleep. But in the
Short rest or long rest?
long rest, you get all your hit points back, you get all your abilities back, if you spend any.
Okay. I also have to. I have to go right now.
Right now?
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Okay, so that isn't the problem actually, because what I'm going to tell you now. Because
Okay. Well, I'll stick around for a bit.
you can already go.
I can stick around for a second.
Oh. Because all of you except Dan. Okay,
Yep.
Dan, roll a perception check with disadvantage. Okay, all of you do.
All of us roll perception with disadvantage.
Yes.
Do I keep my temporary health?
Uh,
How long is that
no,
temporary
during
health?
I got a
long,
9.
A long rest will erase that. A 9
Oh, okay.
for Dan?
9.
We get disadvantage. And
Yes.
5.
Yeah, you don't know this shit, you guys. 4? Okay,
Yeah, definitely 4.
you don't notice something either. You're sleeping like a baby. Orca?
Orca got a 12 as the lowest one.
The lowest one. Orca, you actually startle awake once or twice because you think you heard something, but it's all still. Creepily so, and you decide to go back to bed because you thought there's nothing. And as you wake up in the morning, it's still silent. Even though you all overslept a bit, and nothing seems to move outside of your rooms.
I did spend a good minute or two cleaning up these ball bearings.
You do, and you gather up all of them. It's
I got
pretty,
all 1,000 of them back.
it's pretty easy. It takes you a while, like 20 minutes, but
No, it wouldn't take long because we're on a boat. They'll just be moving, and I'm sure I could easily just usher them all into one corner and get them all.
you
going.
could if the boat was still shaking, but it doesn't.
Oh, is it not?
It's
Oh, is it
very
calm now?
still, just as still as the interior of the boat. There are no voices, no running, no walking, no shouting from the crew.
All right.
Nothing.
And with that, I assume since my guy was a crew member, he's silent.
Yes, in fact, you're not even on the ship anymore.
Okay, well my guy's gonna be gone then.
Yes.
Peace out.
Oh, well. Okay, so we've all walked out of our rooms to see there's no one there.
There's no one. You can roll
Apart
a
from us
perception
three.
check if you want, but we're pretty sure.
I'll roll perception.
Okay.
Would it be investigation?
This would be perception because you're not rummaging through anything or flipping through things. Or
Okay.
do you want to do that? I mean, you could look
No,
if there
I don't want to do that. That's what I get with plus. I rolled a 9.
It's a 9. Okay.
I can tell there's not people.
You can tell there are no people, in fact, but it's nothing suspicious, really.
Yeah.
You don't really have a good feeling for time because you're below deck and you think maybe it's too early, maybe they aren't up yet, and
Yeah.
you don't give much thought to that. You just go on about your bearings.
Yeah. I go find somewhere to eat food. There's bound to be food somewhere on the ship.
Okay, there would be one kitchen below deck.
That'd be.
But-
There's a kitchen below deck. Oh, okay. I head
the stove-
towards the kitchen.
The stove seems to be cold. There's no one there. And this seems odd to you because you know that normally cooks are the first ones up because a crew without breakfast isn't a happy crew. Let's
Yeah.
just say that.
Me without food is not a happy me. I go looking for food.
You go looking for food. Now roll
Yeah.
an investigation check.
Whoa.
As he's doing that, what are the others doing?
I mean, can we like do some sort of like Arcana or investigation check to find out why the people are gone?
You can. As
I
you
got
wake up,
17 while looking for food.
you do find some food, some dry crackers and what seems like dried meat, but it's already been taken bites out of it, so it's half
I
eaten,
eat it.
basically.
I continue. I just eat the food I find.
Okay,
I'm hungry. I'm a hungry person.
it seems to be good. It's not gone bad or anything.
Yeah.
It's not filthy. It's just, well, normal food. Not good, not bad. It's just enough to satisfy your needs. What did you roll on your Arcana check?
That was an investigation and I rolled an 8.
Investigation, 8. Okay. You
Can I roll an Arcana next, or?
First you go through some of their belongings, but you don't really find anything, and suddenly this idea strikes you. Maybe this is something magical. Maybe this isn't natural. Maybe I didn't just jump off the boat and disappear.
I did jump off the boat earlier.
That's why she was even considering it. People on this boat seem to go mad all the time. Oh, 20. So, you gather there's no magical aura about this place, but you can feel, having been near magic before, that there has been cast some pretty powerful magic before, maybe a few hours back, and you can see some lines going down below deck that look like someone was burned or something was burned,
Oh, bruh.
but you can't really tell from what spell or if it even was a spell or just fire.
I mean, if it was fire, shouldn't the whole boat have burned?
Maybe. Your investigation check was a little too low for you to know if
Okay,
it was.
valid.
I walk back out with the food.
You
go,
don't know how
"Anyone
fire
hungry?"
works, basically.
I literally
walk out-
have burning hands, but I mean, I don't know how fire works.
Yeah, and only your hands burn once you make them burn, and not your whole body, so you gather the same can be done with the wall. Orca, what are you doing?
Yeah, I guess I'm looking around too, so does that
Then do the same roll and investigation check.
roll invest.
Please let it be something I can work with.
Oh,
Woo! 20! You find something! Eventually. You make your way.
I didn't get anything yet. I just did it now. 20 was the last one.
Oh, tennis! Mwah!
Have pity on us.
None of us are good with this.
Can I walk out, offer them some food, and then do an investigation check as well?
Okay, who of you is a ranger again?
Ranger? We have a ranger?
We have a ranger.
Yeah, the
Nikia's character is a ranger.
Okay, you don't have a
None
ranger
of
with
us.
you at the moment. Okay.
We have 2 rogues.
A barbarian, a sorcerer, and a ranger.
The barbarian's gone from
Yes,
the...
I know. The barbarian was so angry he ran off the boat and jumped to the sea.
Oh well. Right. Can I do an investigation check then? To see if I can tell what's gone on here?
You can do.
After offering everyone food? Anyone
Well,
hungry?
while Orca stumbles on below deck and eventually goes up and finds nothing but empty space and pushed over bottles and really anything. It seems like there was a fight, but you can't tell who won it.
My
or-
investigation was 16.
You actually can tell who won it because you can see as you go up above deck, you see Orca wandering around and well, really much there are 2 people on deck, but no one else, and below deck it's empty. There's no one. But then you notice that there are marks on the ground that look like someone dragged bodies towards the edge of the boat. They look like someone desperately tried to hold on to.
Okay. I go, Okay. 2 things. Anyone hungry? And...
Yes.
Okay, here, have some food. I just give orcas some food. I give them some food.
Okay,
And by the looks of it, there were people here that were dragged and dumped off the boat.
actually you also hear
think.
something.
What do I hear?
It sounds like... it could be a little animal, you don't know. It sounds like wailing or crying or something similar to it. And it's coming from up above.
There's also a noise coming from above. I think it is it in the crow's nest, I'm going to assume. I feel
Probably.
like there's something coming up from the crow's nest. I'm going to go check that. I go up to the crow's nest.
Okay. At this point, it's dried out and you can climb up easily. You've
No
already done
more
it before.
acrobatics check.
Could I do a backflip onto the
Oh, God.
ladder and then backflip up from the top of the ladder onto the crow's nest?
You can.
Do you really gotta be that extra?
But roll an acrobatics check for it.
Don't forget my acrobatics is... Wouldn't it... Yeah, this is acrobatics. Good.
If the elf
Acrobatics.
wants to backflip onto that, onto
13.
boathouse number 5,
13. So that's onto the ladder.
you get onto the ladder, hit your
And now
face,
the...
slip off of it, manage
And now
to
14.
to grip onto it again, try again,
I continue climbing, and then at the top I do another backflip into the crow's
climb
nest.
up, try again. Your one hand slips and you land on your butt this time, but you're at
On the
least up
crow's nest.
there.
Ow.
I'm the only one who can see you.
You hope
don't
no
care.
one. You hope no one has seen that happen.
But
What's
too
at the
bad
top
we're
of this crow's
watching.
nest?
At the top of this crow's
up
net, you see a small boy, no older than 13.
Don't trust him.
Uh-oh.
Are you a
Punch.
human? What race are you? I just poke him in the face. What
Can't
race
just
are you,
ask
Metatron?
that.
He's a half orc.
He's a half-orc. Ooh, a half-orc. Ooh.
He's small,
Ooh, half-orc.
he has dark skin, and like, there's little fangs from below standing up a little bit, but they're not fully grown yet. They're only like those little white triangles.
Yeah. I just crouch down and say, hey
he-
there, little
You can
fella.
see he has streaks down his face where he has been crying, but as soon as he sees you, he stops and looks at you, frightened. And he pushes even further back from you.
I lower myself down to his height, because presumably he's quite short.
Actually, he's not. He's almost as big as you.
He's almost 6 foot tall.
Yes.
That's a tall teenager.
That's a tall child. Okay, hi. You're taller than I was anticipating. For
Well, he's sitting.
13-year-old,
He's sitting
you
on the
said?
ground. So
yeah, he's sitting on the ground, so I lower myself to his height.
yes,
Hey,
you do.
look.
You don't have to bow as low as you thought you'd do,
As it-
but yes,
yeah.
you have to bow down.
Hey, little fella. Hey, fella. Young fellow, I say.
Okay.
You're so bad with kids. I
No,
relate deeply.
I'm 100 years old, okay? 125 technically.
And he goes
I
like,
just lower down to him.
"Hi,
Is everything
I-
okay? What happened? What's happened?
I don't know, but my parents are gone, and I haven't seen anyone here, and
Hey,
uh,
if you
my father,
come down, you talk.
my father Silas was here, and then he was gone, and I heard screams from above, and when I came up, there was just no one left, and he stops and kind of just shrugs his shoulders. He really doesn't know what to tell you.
It's okay. I think, in all honesty, I know about as much as you do.
I just like to remind you that you can also tell me if you want to perception check or insight check or something like.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Can I do a perception check to see if I recognize this child as someone that was on the ship?
I don't think
And to see if he's okay?
that's not. That's an intelligence check.
That's
not
intelligence.
yes.
Alright.
Intelligence is memory.
Okay, so intelligence to see if I remember him, and something to see if he's injured or anything.
Injured would be perception.
So a perception and an intelligence.
Yes.
Okay, I'll do intelligence first. So I rolled a 9.
You don't remember shit. You were too focused on your daggers going missing,
dancing,
or being
and
knocked
dancing,
unconscious,
and
or dancing, and you were really. The whole evening was a whirl, and you don't even remember half of it
I
because you
rolled
got hit in the
17
head
for
pretty heavily. But-
I rolled 17 for perception.
You do notice that the kid seems unscarred for the most part. He has some scraps on his knees from probably trying to climb up here, but
Probably the
nothing
latter, yeah.
serious.
Right. I asked him. What was I saying to him before I did that check? I asked if he would like to come down, and me and Orca and the other one, I've forgotten your name, sorry,
Oh my
will look after him and make sure nothing bad happens to him. I also ask what's his. I also ask his name.
My name is Silas Jr. My parents weren't really creative about it, but
Understandable. Neither were my parents. I'm literally my father's name, just with 3 letters cut off the end.
and he kind of chuckles a little bit. Well, it seems like we're in the same boat, and he wipes the rest of his tears away a bit, and he seems like he genuinely likes you for a change, which is probably the first person that likes you
Yeah.
since you entered the boat.
We head down the ladder then. Presumably.
Okay.
Okay.
He manages to get down just fine, and you too.
Yeah. Of course I do. I do a backflip off the end. As I climb down, I do a backflip off the ladder.
You don't have to like risk this. You can just peacefully climb down
Nope.
the
You
ladder
already-
and not be a
Backflip
show
off the
off.
ladder. 21.
Showing off for.
You do manage to
kid.
backflip off of both of these things, and you do so gracefully. you do double flips and a twirl, and then perfectly in 1 foot, go to bend your knee a bit and bow. Gracefully putting
Go
your
off.
head.
I'm sorry, I'm a performer.
You're actually yelling that. Show off.
Yes.
At which point I just reply, I'm sorry, I am a performer. My sister's taught me dance and weird acrobaticness. Don't ask, we were a weird family.
And you do remember him dancing pretty badly last night.
We were on a boat, okay? I am good
You're
at
still on a
dancing.
boat.
We were in a storm, is what I meant.
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
My 4 daggers help me sleep at night. I'm an elf, I don't sleep. I meditate. Anyway, right. So what are we gonna do now then? What's our plan of...
I don't know. You brought a child,
Like,
and I
I
don't
found
really
this
know.
child, okay? He was scared.
And this child,
Looking after this small...
it kind of hides behind you and clutches
Behind
your
me!
leg, which is really weird because he's almost as tall as you and is trying to hide behind
Crouched
you.
at my leg height. He was like... Okay. I'm gonna question the child. He's willingly put his head near my rear end. I'm not gonna question him. He's also an orc, so he's probably strong. Anyway, yeah. I said I'll look after him, okay? You please help me with this child. Not very good with kids, personally.
I'm not
I
either.
think you're great with kids, actually. He says, and then
Thank
he
you.
pulls back again.
Child. Is this now my new... Are you gonna be my adopted son from now on?
I don't think
Well,
so.
hopefully
I actually, I think I have parents that are hopefully still here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your parents are
hopefully
fine.
parents.
If we can't find your parents, I hope we can. But if we can't, I'll look after you, okay?
He's your backup plan, right?
Yeah, I'm your backup parent, okay?
Does it mean they're not here anymore?
He's just standing in. Fine.
They'll be here, they will be around somewhere,
He's
don't
like
worry.
the babysitter. There you go. He's your
Yeah, I'm the
babysitter.
babysitter.
Okay. I actually am old enough to be without a babysitter by now, so
How old are you, my dear child?
Did
I
you
am
say it was like 13?
I am 12 and a half years old.
12 and a
Yeah,
half.
you need a babysitter.
Well,
Kara.
actually, 12 and a half years and 2 weeks.
Yeah, babysitter.
I'd like to point out the fact
And
that
he-
when I was...
Pulls down his lip like he's really put off by that.
Oh, he's
I-
pouting.
I turned to the small
He
child and
is.
said, look, you might think you're not that old. When I was 30, I still had a babysitter, okay?
Well, that's
I'm an elf.
well, we're pretty childish, I guess. But I'm already big enough to be
There
alone.
was 3 of us. Actually, no, it was my sister that had the babysitter.
I can take
I was
care of myself.
babysitter.
And he pulls out this wooden stick that's kind of sharpened at the end and points it at you.
I say,
Please
here,
put that away,
have
son.
this, and I hand him a short sword.
You see his eyes light up, and he's like, "Whoa, is that really for me?" And he grabs
Yes,
and pulls
be
it out of
careful
your hands
with
and
that.
looks at it from all sides and inspects it, puts a finger along the edge and cuts himself, and like he doesn't really seem to mind the pain. He just stares at it, laughs a little, and
Hey.
licks it off his finger.
Hey, accepting that sword means you're accepting a babysitter, okay?
Well, if
Be
it
careful with that
That
sword.
means you're off, and you can just run off whenever you want.
if he gives me a sword, well, I guess I can tolerate him for one day.
Oh my
He's
god.
a cool babysitter.
Of course I am. I'm the best.
Sure.
Do you want me to throw 1,000 balls in your face?
No.
That's the weirdest thing I've said today.
I can almost guarantee you that this child is like laughing his
Oh, yeah.
ass off because you have no idea how to speak with tact.
Actually, he isn't. He's focused on the sword and swinging it around, like practicing strides and swings above and below. And
Alright, so I'm just like, be careful with that sword now.
He's fighting invisible foes right now, and he doesn't even pay you any attention.
He's
Okay, then you got
adorable.
lucky. You're gonna break him though. Be careful.
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
Yes, I'm sure his parents will want him back in one piece.
Anyway,
You sure about that?
right, I think we should probably continue our investigation into what happened here.
Well, since
Does anyone know how to... Hang on, does anyone know how to pilot a ship?
Nope.
Pilot's the wrong word. Anyone know how to sail a ship? Do you reckon...
Maybe?
Do you reckon the three of us could work it out together, maybe with the help of this small child?
I'm imagining all three of us have a hand on the wheel.
Actually, I know how. And he comes up behind you. I know how to steer a boat. Well, my father is actually first mate on this boat, and he's best friends with the captain, and he's taken me a few times. So I know the big thing in the back is to like steer the direction, and if you climb up and let the sails down, you can catch the wind and get forward.
Do you know the direction of where this boat was heading?
To the islands?
Yes. Do you know where they are from
Yeah,
here?
where are we?
Yes, they're out on sea,
What direction?
away from the mainland.
What way's mainland?
Mainland's the way we came.
Alright, look.
And he tells us to you like it was the most obvious thing in the world.
I might not know anything
In
about
relation
sailing.
to the island, do you know exactly how far away we are from it?
Well, the last time we crossed over, we needed like 3 days, and we were already on the boat for like 1.5. So 1.5
Alright,
days, right?
so
More.
hopefully midway.
Right, we're about halfway at a
And
guess.
as he says this, you notice that the sails are hanging down. And there's no wind in them. You're literally not moving forward.
We're not moving. How long have we not been moving?
I don't know. I didn't really pay attention.
We're gonna have to make a guess towards the direction of these islands. As for all we know, the ship's rotated like possibly 80 degrees, so we're actually facing back the way we came.
But, and as he says that, you hear. Actually, Orca, you hear a splashing in the water to the starboard side of the ship.
What way starboard?
Oh,
Starboard
God,
is the right
okay.
side.
I say I hear something and I go check it out, I guess.
You do so, and
You check it out.
roll a perception check. This is now active perception, no longer passive.
Okay.
Please roll something decent for once.
The only good rolls we've had recently is my acrobatics. You rolled 6.
It was probably a fish.
Oh god.
No, having lived on the sea, and yeah, this was probably just a fish or a whale or something similar. Nothing out of the ordinary. Happens all the time on the ocean.
I just yell, "Hey Orca, was it an orca?"
Oh god.
You're so
I'm sorry,
funny.
that was a terrible pun. Okay, right. Does this ship have a map?
You don't know. You can go look for it.
Child, you know this ship quite well.
I do actually.
Do you know if this ship
I'm
has
like
a
the best
map?
guide you can have in the world.
Does this ship have a map anywhere on it?
What kind of ship doesn't have a map?
It has, and but my father never allowed me to see them. They're all locked away in his rooms, and I think most of them are even locked away in the captain's quarters.
Can you lead me to the captain's quarters?
You don't know where the captain's quarters are?
I know nothing about this ship. I recently hit my head on the
Yeah,
boat over there.
And he
Forgot about
reaches
it.
up and fuzzles through your hair, trying to feel for the bolt.
Can you lead the way quickly, please, my child?
Well, I actually don't want you to go to the captain's quarters.
Why not?
Why would I? There's no one there.
There's no one
There's maps.
anywhere.
We need a map. I have a plan.
Well, then go there and get your map.
Could you lead me there? Because I don't know where they're.
I'm not allowed to go to the captain's quarters.
Are you
Well,
telling
you're
me
not
you
Fine, you won't go in it. Just show us where it is.
point us, give us directions to the captain's quarters?
But only you gave because you gave me the sword.
And we will not
And
tell anyone.
he grabs you
about
by the
it.
hand and pulls you behind him.
He's surprisingly strong.
You can resist if you want, but
No.
yeah, but he hears you and says, "Yes, I am strong. I'm very strong, especially for my age.
I can tell.
My father says so."
I'm only 125 and you're stronger than me.
Okay. For the sake of brevity, he leads you to the captain's cabin. The door is unlocked, so you can't fail on the lock.
Oh, the door's unlocked. Great.
It seems like someone left in a hurry. All the papers are strewn about, and everything's lying on the floor. And
Can I look for a map?
you can roll an investigation check.
God, what's my investigation's +1, okay.
At least not a -1.
17.
Whoa! Someone finally finds something.
I'm good at rolling.
Good at rolling shit. Yes.
Out of us three, I've so far rolled the best.
Yeah,
lot of it's
you
for
rolled well when it
acrobatics.
came to a backflip.
In fairness, though, that's mostly because of my +7 modifier.
Okay. So going through the papers and on the ground, you find some that you can't really decipher because you don't understand the language they're written in. You gather
great.
that's probably a local dialect of the three islands.
Yep.
Some are even written. What languages do you speak?
Common and Elvish.
You see some Elven maps in there.
Ooh, Elvish.
They're not even remotely close to the ocean, the regions. Some of which you recognize from the mainland. They're like mountain
Yep.
ranges and forests and things that don't belong in captain's quarters necessarily because they aren't needed for seafare. There are also like a dozen maps of the three seas, and some of them are even showing Ayunka, the island you're headed to.
Huh. Do any of them show the mainland we came from together?
There are two, and both are, let's just say, pretty messed up. One's ink stained, and the other you can decipher easily, but it doesn't seem to be pretty accurate. It just seems like to be a general map with not accurate measurements, just a general idea of where what is.
Yeah. I take those two maps
Okay.
back to the others.
Mark them in your inventory.
Mark them in. Oh god. Maps and
You can do that later and just take a note now.
I'll just map. Case, map, or scroll.
Okay.
It'll fall into that, yep.
Yes.
And there's two of them.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll double check that they are actually there. Case, map, or scroll, quantity 2. Yep, okay.
Okay. The others, what do you want to do?
I actually have to go. I am really sorry.
Not a problem. You don't really want to search right now. You
just go back to bed.
You think, based on your perception and investigation checks, those people are just having a fun time somewhere else and will probably come back. So you go to your room to have another nap.
Alright. I'll see y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
In reality, I should be going. But no, I want to finish this.
To finish this, you'd probably have to play like 4 hours more because
Oh god.
you guys didn't actually progress with the story one bit.
Oh wow.
Oh, great.
I have like 2 boss battles lined up for you, and you didn't even get to first battle because you didn't see the thing.
Great. Okay, well,
Just us and the child.
We could cut it off here and just continue another time.
do you want to do that then?
Yeah, I guess. Because then we will have at least one person plus to this party if we do run across anything.
Well, I'll tell you now. You, based on your investigations on the ship until now, you get the idea that there was a fight, that people were dragged down, probably into the sea, by some creature with sharp fangs
The Kraken.
and blue scales.
Oh god, oh! Oh, I see where this is going.
And, Orca, you being familiar with the sea, do a history check. Or a survival check, one of those, because it's more nature-based, but... well,
Whatever's highest for you.
whatever's highest, because at this point, I get everything I can.
19.
Is it
Yay.
nature or history?
That's history, because
Okay.
the other one is lower.
Having grown up on a city floating
Oh,
on the
actually,
water, you do know what these creatures could be. And as Fane shows you what he's found, you gather there are tales of them. You do know that in this sea there lives merfolk, which are probably mostly primitive folk, but there are also dark legends that tell of dark, twisted versions of themselves. They're known as marrows, and they're corrupted by something coming out of the abyss. What you do not know, but they're feared by your people. Or they were feared by your people. And your grandmother used to read you stories of them. They're like nightmare every kid hides under the bed for. And a shiver creeps down your spine because you know that those creatures used to drag down whole crews, whole ships down into the sea. And you have known that around this area, such happenstances are pretty common.
This sounds fun.
It does sound fun, especially with the way you're rolling. You're probably all going to die.
I don't want to die.
Yeah, you'll try backflip out of danger, I guess. But
Well, I've got my daggers. They'll keep me safe.
dancing and daggers, that's what D&D stands for right now for fame.
You do, and as a last thing, as you go up above deck again, you can see that the water around the ship has turned bright red, or rather a dark crimson. But in the early noon sky, because it's now pushing like 11 a.m. by now, it shines real bright. But looking down directly at it without the reflection hitting it, you can see it's a dark crimson like blood.
Uh-oh.
And the whole
That
area
looks
around the
lovely.
ship is this color.
Don't worry, child. I'm sure it's not your parents.
Yeah. I turn to Walker, quietly say, I think we're going to be stuck with this kid.
That's your fault.
I'll look after him, don't worry. I've heard stories from my childhood about a group of adventurers that went out. They found a small street urchin named Stephen that then somehow managed to become a powerful monk. Hoping that'll happen.
Even blind monks can kick ass, so
Please tell me you know what I was referencing.
I do know.
Good.
I'm too nerdy to not know.
I think it was you that actually linked it to me.
Yes.
It's great to watch that.
So, I'd
Yeah.
like to end it here because
And
you
yeah,
actually have
it's-
to go,
Yeah.
and I don't want to keep you.